Well, good morning everybody. We are finally out on another adventure out here in the beautiful state of Colorado, and with some nice fall color happening. So this morning I am out here in the Lost Creek Wilderness in Pike National Forest doing a little hike, and the end goal is an arch called Harmonica Arch. It is a granite arch, which is nice. And in fact, I believe I am accurate in saying that it is the longest span granite arch in the United States. And I believe like the 4th longest in the entire world. Right now we're on a nice easy trail. Here in a little bit, we're gonna swing off trail and start a pretty good ascent up to the arch. So we'll see how that goes. I haven't been doing a lot of hiking as of late, so might be a bit of a challenge. Right now this is just an absolutely stunning morning. This is my first time in this area, and I gotta say, it is absolutely gorgeous out here. Okay, we reached our first crossing of Goose Creek. This is the official on-trail crossing. We actually cross it again when we get off trail, a little further up here. I saw where some people had actually recommended that you don't cross here and stick to the left-hand side of the creek, but that looked super annoying. I scouted it out a little bit, but I think we're going to go with the more, shall we say, official way, which, like I said, none of this is really official, but we'll stick to the most official of the unofficial ways. But I got a bit of a junction here. Goose Creek Trail, Hankins Pass. I gotta double check my map, but I'm pretty certain I want to stay on the Goose Creek Trail, which seems to be this, but I need to double check. The map has been consulted, and I did confirm that we are headed the right way. Always a good thing. Don't want to start the adventure off by going the complete wrong direction. That would just be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Man, I just took a minute to take a look behind me. And look how breathtaking that is. That first light hitting that mountain peak back there. The fall color on it. Yeah. This area is just stunning. But we are continuing on this way. Okay, so you remember that last bridge with the creek crossing I was at, where I was like, oh, some reports, recommend that you stay to the left side of the creek. And I scouted it and I was like, nah, it doesn't seem right. I was wrong. They were talking about this bridge. Instead of crossing this bridge, we're going to stick to this. And that does indeed look more like a user trail. That's actually defined. I don't know if you can hear them, but there are some squirrels back there that are very unhappy that I'm here. So I guess I'll make them happy and continue on my merry way. And I'll tell you what, I'm really wishing that I had done this as an overnight trip. This would have been a great spot. And it's also a great spot to give you a bit of a situation update. Nothing bad. I realized the way I said that might have come off as something is wrong. Not the case. Although there is a bit of bittersweet news here. So currently I am, if I can get my sleeve out of the way, about 1.5 miles into this trek. Which is great, because I'm only expecting this to be just over 5.5 miles out and back. You might be wondering, well, what's the bad news there? We're making good progress. Well, I'll tell you what the bad news is. The bad news is that so far, I have only climbed about 185 feet. The total ascent for this hike, I'm expecting to be around 1,600 feet or so. The fact that I've only done 185 feet of climbing at 1.5 miles on a 5.6 mile out and back hike kind of tells me how brutal this climb up to the arch is going to be, which I was expecting. Anyway, I think I'm going to actually put the pack down, have a little breakfast, get some energy, and then we'll quit dawdling and get to this climb. Okay, so I know you won't really be able to tell in this view, but I'm pretty sure that right there is the arch. It sure looks like it, and the prominent rock feature off to the left looks like something I'm expecting to see up there. Let me switch to my phone and see if maybe I can actually get a shot of it. I'm not sure how well it'll turn out. Yeah, so I'm pretty certain that right there is Harmonica Arch. I'm pretty sure I can see the light coming through it. And just to give you an idea, that's pretty far off and high up there still. So I'm working on this climb. Excuse me being out of breath. I probably should have caught my breath a bit before I started this, but that's another arch, I think. This one is not documented as far as I know. It's not in any of the arch data I have. And there is this big crack right here. So maybe it's a false arch? I can't really tell. But yeah, like I said, that arch there, if it is an arch, not in any of the arch data that I have. I actually just recently finished going back through all my Colorado data, and I definitely don't have that. I'm working on this uphill slog, and I won't lie, a bit of a struggle. Like I said at the start, I haven't really been hiking. As of late, I've been working on trying to get back into shape and really get back into this kind of stuff, but not there yet. So a little bit of a struggle, but it's only 8 a.m. I have all day to do this. Okay, a little progress update. Found a good spot to take a much needed break. I think I'm a little over halfway done with the climbing at this point. I just looked at the map. I'm estimating right around 450, 500 more feet, which isn't a lot, but it's steep, and I can see where I'm going, and it's definitely not going to mellow out any. This is kind of the first good flat spot that I found to take a break. Okay, well, I'm certainly not breaking any speed records, but I'm making my way up here. We're not there yet. Our goal is on the other side of that. That rock that's sticking up right there is that prominent rock we saw next to the arch down below. So we're getting very close. I'm at about 8,854 feet. A goal, which is the top of that thing, is about 9,000 feet, so we're very close. So our user trail is actually going this way. We're going to loop around and go up the sandstone right here to the top. And like I said, the arch is over there. And then like I said, spin you around. Look at that. That's just, if that's not an incredible view, I don't know what is. Okay, this should be our final push. We just gotta go up the granite here to the top. But look at that boulder there, how it's just like perfectly balanced. That's pretty cool. And we are finally getting some color that's not, you know, just way off in the distance. There's some aspen trees up here that have a little bit of color. It's been mostly the like deciduous trees up here, so hasn't been a lot of color on the hike, but I've done a few shots out that way towards Pike's Peak. There's quite a bit, so that's been nice. And I mean, just look at this. This is just a really cool route. This is gonna be fun. This place is just unbelievable. Some fall color back there, so we just climbed up like right here. Came along that and that drainage. It's the first view I've gotten off in that direction. Just absolutely breathtaking. And then if I spin you guys around, the arch is out this way. We'll go there in a minute. Once again, pretty sure that big prominent peak is Pike's Peak. Just incredible. All right, everyone. So we have made it. Over there's the fall color. You can see Pike's Peak back there. But more importantly, right there is the arch. It's significant. It's a lot bigger than I realized from the bottom, which all things considered, I guess makes sense. I mean, I could see it from way down there, so that tells me it has to be pretty significant right there, but that is a cool arch. So I think I said at the beginning of the video, this is called Harmonica Arch. At least that's the most common name for it. I've also seen it referred to as Finger Rock Arch, but it seems like everybody calls it Harmonica Arch. Just look at that thing. That's a beautiful arch right there. I don't know really about shooting it. I'm gonna try to find an angle. The light is a little rough. That's a nice arch. I'm glad we hiked up here, and this view is incredible. Well guys, we successfully made the climb up here to Harmonica Arch. The views are just absolutely breathtaking. I mean, this is just Colorado at its finest right here. But you know, all I gotta do now is do the hike back. It's gonna be a bit further than I expected. I'm already at 4 miles, which means probably gonna be closer to 8 miles instead of the 5.5 I was expecting, but seems like that kind of always happens, right? Boy, am I glad I came up here. And I was debating whether or not I wanted to film the trip out. It's the exact same route in, and honestly, what better place to end a video than right here? So with that, I'm going to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next adventure.